Hey guys, it is Ben, aka Fusebox, coming to you with Fusebox Engaged. Once again, it is Thursday night, and I overslept. I took a nap and woke up around like 9:30. So I had to kind of scramble to start advertising for the show. So, judging by the lack of Twitter response I've been getting, this might be just a one-man show for tonight, but I'm gonna do what I can. So yeah, I honestly hadn't really been thinking too hard about topics for the show this week because I've had a few things going on. Number one, next week we're gonna have an awesome special stream. This stream is gonna be at about 1 p.m. On Thursday, and I'm going to be interviewing the comedian Chrissy Mayer. I went to her show when she was in town last, and I did the used car salesman bit where I went up to her after the show and asked if, she'd like to come on. And it seemed like she was kind of like, oh yeah, just email my booking thing. And as somebody who's worked in film, every time somebody says something like that, I always get the vibe of, okay, yeah, she doesn't really want to, but she's being nice about it. So, whatever. But I emailed him anyway, and I got a response. And yeah, it looks like we are set to talk on Thursday. So I'm pretty excited. I'm a little bit nervous, a little bit starstruck, but it's gonna be good. Hell yes, good sir. The woke breaker. The breaker of wokes. So we got that going on, and I am currently working on a new edited video that is going to be premiering hopefully within the next couple of days. I'm waiting on music. For those of you who watch my edited videos, I get all of my music from an indie rapper known as Young Cash. And so like pretty much every time I'll go on his SoundCloud and I'll listen to his stuff, and when I find the songs that I really like, I'll write to him. And I always write to him late. I always end up writing to him about right when I've gotten done editing my video. And I'm always like, hey bud, could you send me a couple of those as MP3s? And he kind of, it takes a while for him to get back to me. I guess he's got some shit going on. So usually it takes about a day or two until the music comes in, and then I slap the music on there, get the levels right, and then I'm ready to go. So hopefully that video will be premiering in the next couple of days. It is going to be a review of Anthony Figueroa's God's Hand. I don't know if you guys have read that. It's a really good comic. I had a couple of critiques that I had to throw in. I'm very anal when it comes to these things. That's why I think I make a very good critic and editor, because I get kind of OCD about a few things. So I'm like, if I notice something, I'm gonna zero in on it. So that's why I ultimately like doing these reviews. And plus, I really like doing edited videos because it helps me put my film school training to good use. I've been meaning to get back in the film game for a while now. I've just been dealing with issues. Y'all may or may not know, but I have a bizarre phobia that I've been dealing with for the past few years, where I just I have panic attacks riding in the car. It developed because of my alcohol abuse in college, and it was just a couple of traumatic experiences kind of snowballed on top of each other. So my transportation's been super limited. So I have been working my butt off to get that fixed. And I'm making really good progress, especially lately. I've been doing hypnosis, and the hypnotist is swearing that after our next session, I'll be like, I should be like super ready to go, which I'm skeptical as hell about that, but at the same time, I'm not gonna poo-poo it right off the bat. So yeah, while I'm working on this issue, I'm clearly, I'm not really able to do too much film-wise at the moment. It's really good being able to apply my trade via editing videos for my YouTube channel, and I've grown to really enjoy it. And I think I'm getting better at it. I think I'm learning more I'm learning about more aspects of my editing software. I use an editing software called Filmora, and I hadn't heard of it before. I checked it out a few months back, and I liked it. It reminded me a lot of Final Cut Pro, except it seems a little bit more user-friendly, I would argue. The buttons and everything, it's not as complex as that. And I mean, it's definitely not as complex as Avid software. Avid, back in the day, it was an editor I had to use in college. And yeah, that you had to learn every single keyboard shortcut in order to operate the damn thing, because there was no easy point and click. You had to have keystrokes for damn near every tiny move on the editing timeline. And I just remembered I had used Final Cut before I had ever used that. And I remembered thinking about how easy Final Cut was compared, like Final Cut Pro. You just use your mouse, go on there, click, drag a clip into your timeline, in point, out point. Easy peasy. For Avid, you had to know each little keyboard stroke in order to do that shit. And oh boy, it worked my nerves. But you can't even use Avid anymore because the company that produced Avid ended up being bought out by Adobe, and Adobe phased out all Avid software, meaning like your computer would not let you log into your software. It would lock you out because you had to use Adobe Premiere. I was so mad when that happened because at one point I had bought Avid because it was good for, there was a good version of it for Windows. And there were no versions of Final Cut Pro for Windows at the time, so I was like, all right. And then, of course, there was $300 down the fucking toilet. So yeah, I've been using Filmora. I'm really enjoying it. The title cards and stuff you can use that they have loaded on there are really, I would say, pretty advanced. For your average editing software, really good stuff. So that is what I have been doing. Other than that, while I've been working on shit, I've been listening to a lot of YouTube videos. A lot of my favorite YouTubers right now, their popularity has been on the rise because they review every single episode of She-Hulk and every single episode of, what's the other one? Oh, Rings of Power, and every single episode of House of the Dragon. And yeah, it is just the stunted Olympics right now. Lord almighty. What is up?
Dixon Airplanes?
I have been on a very good monologue.
Oh, I had to break that shit up. I mean,
I was rolling. I was fucking getting it all out there.
he thinks he's hot shit.
I mean,
Although, I gotta admit, it was fun fucking with that little brat on Twitter the other day.
no, like, he wasn't even like, or was it a she? I don't
She.
even remember. It was a she.
She wouldn't respond to me. I was just goading her with, intellectualism.
I guess
She
I just
responded a few times and then just quit answering me.
I just got kind of like, I got like kind of because she was fucking with Bubba, like calling him ugly, and I'm like, I don't tolerate that. Fuck that. No.
No, I'm with you there. I mean, I troll people differently. I search their personalities and troll them in the way I think will offend them the most. I knew intellectualism would piss her off enough she wouldn't answer me after a couple posts, which was absolutely what happened.
You do that to me, don't you?
Do intellectual stuff just to fuck with you?
No, it's like you pinpoint my weaknesses in my ego and you exploit them.
Maybe a little.
Because I think you know that I can't stand it when somebody's like, "Oh, you're not that good looking." You're like, "You like so, I guess. I don't care."
Well, to be fair, that's just my honest opinion of looks and appearances. We all vary in taste.
But see, I'm like the best looking man in existence, so that wasn't a joke. It wasn't meant to be laughed at.
Holy crap, you're trying to kill me.
This is what I'm talking about.
No homicide attempts, please.
Lord.
And yet you are the one who chose to be my friend.
I mean, you've been supportive, so you know.
Mm-hmm. I'm also
And
doing this stuff.
You also come on the channel the most regularly, and I appreciate that.
Nice short pages I'm writing, right?
It reminds me of Element Blade, which you read about 2 sentences of, and you were like, "Yeah, I'm done."
I can't read your handwriting. I can barely read my own. Type it up. I'm typing my stuff up after I finish writing it.
I'll do it someday.
Quit being a lazy ass fucking wanker and type it.
It was annoying enough writing it out.
See, this is why he doesn't get more support than he does. I mean,
I get a lot of support. What is up, Wokabreaka?
wank it good. Wank it good.
Wokabreaker.
You have no idea how much I write.
I mean, I get an idea of it from the updates on the Twitters.
Okay.
I know you missed last week's show because of the Twitters.
Do you remember that book that was starting to put some of my stuff in the other day?
Yes.
Okay.
Nice. It took me about 2 weeks to do that amount, so. And
this is just one of the books I'm filling up and writing in. And hello, Fizz.
Fizz Chozo. Fizz, am I saying that right?
I'm usually over here. I'm his greatest bane. I mean, his biggest supporter. I mean,
it kind of makes me think of like how they called the Balrog Durin's Bane. You're Ben's Bane. That was a Tolkien cut.
I know. Why these guys smiled? It's when
Fizz,
you make a token moment. You get a little more support.
Why are you suspended from Twitter?
Fizz, who did you fucking piss off?
I was surprised about Nick Rekieta being suspended. That was like, what the fuck?
I wasn't. He loves to piss them off, so I knew they'd find some way to get him on a loophole or technicality eventually.
I mean, I figured, like, with the way he kind of does the in-your-face stuff, like, if he was gonna be, like, suspended from YouTube, it would have been a lot earlier. Even, wait, normally they'd say, like, you violated our rules on harassment, or you said something about somebody's race or religion or whatever. But, like, I don't know. I've never been suspended without a reason.
I have. They still never gave me a reason that they actually revoked my old account.
That's weird. Well, then again, yeah, they did the same thing to my old account.
It was suddenly, boom, gone, and they wouldn't tell me why, and later they're claiming they never suspended it, which actually came in beneficial to me because they deleted the history of that account instead of just suspending it. So when somebody started reporting me for block dodging, they said, well, we have no record of that account, so we can't say that. I'm not kidding, actually.
My first account ended up being taken down because of the fact that I think it was shortly after I said something about Satanism being like just atheists trolling Christians, and apparently that was offensive, even though, I mean, it's true.
Kind of true.
Like,
yeah.
What on God's green earth were you doing?
Oh, they blocked his IP, huh?
Jesus.
Shame on you, Fizz. Shame, shame, shame.
I saw the trailer for the new Mario movie.
How much should I give a shit?
It looks cute.
So, none.
It looks good.
When you say cute, that word is actually like turns me off.
Well, like, I think it's like, it's definitely for kids, but it looks like it could be fun for like big kids like me.
Ben.
I want to be excited about a new movie. I'm tired of not being as excited about new movies. I haven't been excited about a movie in like at least 3 years. And I grew up, like, movies were my whole thing. I went to frickin' film school.
Okay. This is where I take cheap shots at Ben because he's that side.
Because I went to film school?
No, just for fucking fun.
No, I know. Chris Pratt, he seems to be doing like kind of a New York Italian voice, which I think would be better than him attempting an actual Italian accent, because I think that would be hilariously bad. Yeah. I think probably works better. I thought he was a weird casting decision for Mario, but still, he chose the smart route. I just enjoyed Bowser had an army that he approached the Penguin Kingdom with, and the penguins. I love how they're like launching ice cubes and shit, like it's a Lord of the Rings battle scene, and it's doing absolutely nothing to the Koopas. They're just standing there, and like the little blocks of ice just bounce off of them. It's like, that was just a taste of our wrath. It was wonderful.
Oh, you did see my pictures I shared earlier, right?
Yes. You're so excited about the Mario movie.
No, I'm not. I'm more excited that I managed to get pictures of a hummingbird in still motion. Those are hard to get.
My Mario lore is very skimpy, so I don't remember who King DDD was.
I'll put it this way. The Mario games were okay. They were cute. I was always more of a Sega and Sonic player anyways.
Man. Yeah, like Mario... I've always liked games that have storylines, and Mario was never a storyline type of game. Although I made up a story in my head that it was Mario on doing magic mushrooms. So this was what he was seeing while he was tripping. It was him being in this magic mushroom kingdom. And with a big old turtle dinosaur that keeps stealing the princess. And that kingdom never learns its lesson. They never up their security. They never change their protocols. No. That damn dinosaur just busts in every time.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I mean, like, it's right there. Like, Mushroom Kingdom, a bunch of mushroom people. The fact that every time he reaches a new castle, it's just a toadstool who's like, I'm sorry, the princess isn't here. She's in another castle. And my thought was, why is it that in this Mushroom Kingdom, all of these supposed settlements where these mushroom people live, there's no buildings, and they're designed like giant obstacle courses meant to kill you. Exactly. He gets bigger when he eats a mushroom. Then he gets the magic flower that makes him shoot fireballs. And I know that better be in this movie. I am going to see this movie one way or another. I'm probably not going to see it in the theater because I just don't do that anymore. But I'm going to see it. So far, I'm not seeing anything ridiculous or modern about it. So. I did really like Free Guy. That was a good movie. And that was like 2018, 2019, that movie came out.
I'm trying to think what I've actually seen in the last few years.
I mean, you like even less movies than I do, so.
Actually, I like a lot of stuff. It's just... it's hard to say.
Lord E. And I've been thinking about Metal Gear Solid a good bit lately. Because I streamed a full playthrough of Far Cry Primal, which everybody can watch on the channel. I got a full-on playlist for y'all. And I'm thinking I'm going to stream either Red Dead Redemption 2 or Metal Gear Solid next. Or I might do both. I think I might do both.
Well, I need to get back into doing the streams more. I've been a been really sick the last few days, but hopefully I'll be up on my stream over on Madness Comics Network tomorrow, which is supposed to be me and Riot Kitty drawing together for that one.
Riot Kitty. I feel like I know that person, but I haven't.
She bounces all over the different communities. Young college girl who likes to draw a lot of the chibi and anime stuff.
I know I've met that person before. I just don't remember where.
Yeah, she's all over a bunch of the different people that are connected to Fandom CG and a bunch of other online groups. So she's a sweetie. And you probably met her in my streams if you hung out there very much for a while.
I probably did.
She's been one of my girls for a long time. Actually, I was the one she did face reveal with like 2.5 years ago.
Lord. I mean, there was a lot. I streamed a lot a couple of years ago, and then like I took a big hiatus when I was fulfilling Outlaw Nights issue 1. And like after that, it's like the whole landscape changed. Like there were people who used to come on this channel that like I haven't been able to see since. I don't know whatever happened to Drunk Ed.
Oh, Drunk I still talk to Ed.
Well, he hasn't been here in a while.
He hasn't been streaming much in a while. He's been dealing with a lot of real life stuff, but I still talk to him off and on over in Discord.
Fusebox Engaged takes precedence over everything else.
So you want me to tell him that Ben says you're supposed to come back to Fusebox?
Yes. It's imperative.
Fizz, because if you have medical issues and you're sick all the time, you have one of two options. You can feel sorry for yourself and be miserable, or you can get used to it, find the positive days and the good days, and enjoy them.
Well, really, it's just that Fusebox Engaged takes precedence over everything else. It's important. And I would agree that, yeah, Metal Gear Solid, number one, if they were going to do a movie about Metal Gear Solid, they would have, like, the best time to have done it would have been the early 2010s. Now, no way. I would not trust anyone with that series. You know damn well they would modernize it, meaning Solid Snake would be a total puss. And Meryl would probably be the main character. Did you ever play? What?
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 Shh. Sorry, I couldn't mute. I have to get something. Give me a minute.
Oh. Oh, Metal Gear Solid. I really loved Metal Gear Solid 5. I thought, like, to me, it was my favorite aside from Metal Gear Solid 1. Oh, yeah. Although...
No. That's not tokenized enough. You have to give them a specific, weird, obscure minority group. Then they have to be this partly gay, bisexual, trans-curious, asexed at times, confused person.
Well, he was raised in South Africa, so my guess is they would race swap him and they would bring up apartheid.
Okay, so of course Hollywood, you can't possibly, and I do mean cannot possibly, actually bring up any of the issues that also occurred where, South Africa went too far the other direction and actually started penalizing people for being white or for being born of certain race families or race groups too. They can't deal with that part that's still going on, can they?
Elon Musk.
Or, deal with the fact that there are still people over in Africa who actually do still hunt and cannibalize albinos.
Yay.
Because, if we're going to keep doing all this shit where we pander to some of the issues that have occurred in the continent or in different countries and stuff, then we really need to deal with all of them, good and bad, don't we?
Well, look, crimes against white people aren't really crimes. I mean, white people aren't people.
And albinos aren't white people.
Look, it's if visually you can't tell the difference, then it counts.
Don't even joke about that with me. Considering which one of us is paler and which one of us is actually a minority, don't even joke about that one with me, you little fucker.
I just happen to go out in the sun a lot, so.
I'm a nature photographer, for fuck's sake. Someday they will make makeup that will actually work on my skin tone. They just need to make it paler than the palest makeup they sell now.
I just really wish that Konami would frickin' get its act together and rehire Hideo Kojima, get down on their knees and apologize to him profusely and give him whatever he wants to keep making the Metal Gear series. Maybe we could finally get an ending to Metal Gear Solid 5 that would be satisfactory.
When you said get down on their knees, I completely tuned out and left it at that, so my brain could come up with things.
Well, they should suck his dick. They should. After, he basically built that damn company, and they decided to screw him over, and it's like, no. No. And that was the biggest drop-off issue with most video games, is the fact that everybody who put them on the map either got fired or got screwed over in some way to where they just felt like they had to quit. And you brought in a bunch of new guys who didn't know what they were doing, and that's how you get games like Metal Gear Survive. Nobody remembers that game. You know why? Because it's not worth remembering. Yeah.
I'm sorry, were you supposed to be interesting to me?
I'm talking about Metal Gear Solid and how it was an international icon of a game, and they fucked it up. I don't know. There was an attempt to somewhat, not like, they weren't saying that he was abusing anybody, but I think they were bitching about his portrayal of women in his games, because, let's face it, I'm gonna say it, Hideo Kojima, he's a bit of a perv. He's always got references to anime porn and what do you call it? I totally forgot what you call anime porn.
Hentai.
Yes. Thank you. I was boomering. Yeah, he's got references to hentai in his games, and there's always a point where if there's a woman walking, you can zoom in on her butt and stuff, and Quiet in Metal Gear Solid 5, they did the whole excuse of, because her specific genetic augmentation makes it to where she uses photosynthesis to eat and to breathe, so she has to be in a bikini all the time because her skin has to be exposed for her to get nutrients.
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know anything about hentai. That's why I knew the term.
Oh. Yeah. Starfire. I don't know much about Starfire. I never got into the Teen Titans. I always thought, it's why do a thing about the sidekicks and all that? Batman's better than Robin. I can deal with Robin when the new versions of Robin. I can't deal with old, holy breaking and entering, Batman. No. You're taking away all the mystique that is Batman. And I know, Cyborg was kind of cool, I guess.
Well, I mean, if that's the part you're offended at out of the old Batman, considering half of the shit that went on with that show behind closed doors, or the fact that Adam West is the one who claimed himself that he got kicked out of an orgy for telling everyone he was Batman.
I didn't realize Adam West's life was that interesting. I just picture him with that big old bomb over his head, running around the streets.
Although, whether you think the old Robin was annoying or not, the crap they actually put Burt Ward through on that set and during that show was horrific. You haven't seen all that stuff, have you? They did stuff to stunt his growth to try to keep him from having more of a package than Batman.
The fuck?
Yeah. They did all kinds of stuff to him to try to stunt his growth.
You don't mess with a man's dangly bits.
Because they were trying to make him look younger than he was. And there wasn't a lot of laws protecting against the stuff, actually.
Of all the shows to go to those lengths for, the 60s Batman show is not one of the ones I would think.
You also have to realize they did like some crazy stupid thing. It's like 160 some episodes in 2 years. Yeah.
Well, at least there's some positive aspects to modern TV shows. They don't quite go that far with their shit.
I think I just burst one of the innocence bubbles for Ben.
I mean, I am without a woman's touch. I don't know what sex is.
Oh, please. I don't want to hear about you trying to get a touch.
I don't know what any of that is.
That actually is partly true. It's complex, but if there were certain kinds of scenes, they weren't allowed to have actors under 18 doing them. And that included some fight scenes and stuff like that, even back then. So they hired these people that were like 17 at the time they were hired to play these parts. So by the time they were filming half of these scenes in movies and shows, they were 18. Which is why they did all this stuff. Look at Wizard of Oz. They fucking forced Garland into an abortion during it to hide how old she was. She was 17, and she actually got pregnant during the filming. Hollywood has not recently become a fucked up cesspool. It's been that way a very long time.
I mean, I knew that, but I didn't know all of the specifics. Like, I know about the story about how during that scene when they're in the forest of the Wizard of Oz, like, a guy hung himself in the background.
Well, considering half of the shit that Frank L. Baum wrote and said and the things he racially and socially defended, that would have been almost the least offensive thing about him. And that's as somebody who grew up loving his books. He was not a nice guy. Really was not a nice guy.
I know the author of Outlaw Nights didn't do anything like that. I hear that he's a virgin.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean,
he doesn't know what sex is or any of that. It's amazing. I don't understand the meaning behind that gesture that you're making.
Sure.
Oh, Lord. I was just, when you were talking about kids and action sequences, I was just thinking about my favorite scene in Metal Gear Solid 5. Which, oh man. It was the scene when they brought little Liquid Snake back to the base. And he goes and grabs Big Boss's knife. And then Big Boss grabs him and he breaks his arm. It was fucking awesome.
You need psychological help.
No, Liquid Snake was a little shit, okay?
See, I just continue to give Ben shit until he gets annoyed with me. This is part of an ongoing thing every week to see if I can get him to actually kick me off a stream.
I have yet to kick anybody off of a stream.
I know. I haven't gone fucking cruel enough yet, you fucking weird bald-headed cute head.
I have hair.
Oh, I forgot those scraggly ones up there that look like sort of weird twisted grass growing.
That was what the girl the other day on Twitter was trying to make fun of me for.
Yeah, I don't care.
She was doing the whole, why don't you just shave your head already? Your tiny bits of hair are just barely clinging to your skull.
I will give you a gimme for that one. Look up Christine Lavin's I Like Bald-Headed Men, or Bald-Headed Men. The whole song is literally a tribute to bald guys and why they're sexy.
I'm not shaving my head unless like it just drastically like goes way back. Like
no, the point of looking at that song is the whole point of the song is bald-headed guys are sexy. It's something you can use as you get older because you are balding.
I believe that my hairline has receded.
It is a term for balding.
I use receded past tense.
It will recede more again.
Well, if it does, I'll shave my head. But until then,
Nobody's asking you to, you fucking idiot. Just look up the song later, okay?
Until then, I'm going to cling to the remnants of my glory.
Wow, that's desperate and pathetic.
My beautiful angelic hair. God, I just keep thinking about Metal Gear Solid 5. How wonderful it was. I wish you could play modern games to it. Well, not like current year games because those suck, but like over the past, like about 5-10 years ago, there was just they hit a great spot. They hit that sweet spot. It was the G spot of video games.
So it's the one who was trying to convince people he was a virgin. They were hitting the G spot.
Yes. God. Lola should be in here for this.
I know, right? Especially considering where the G spot is on a man.
Well, it's just I'd really like to be looking at one of her butt picture things.
Well, that's what I was getting at. Butts. I mean, no, that is true. That is true. The man's G spot is next to his prostate, up the butt.
Oh, I know. I have yet to.
I just want to know why. Please, God, explain why you put it there for the guys.
Probably for gay dudes. It's like they like to go up the fire escape, and that's how they get their kicks. It's a place for everything and everything in its place.
This is where I'm going to sit here and try to be the innocent one at this moment.
Yeah, that's real believable.
It's as believable as you being a virgin or sweet or pure. Fucking loser.
I held on to my virginity until I was like 21, so.
And I still had a flower at my wedding.
I mean, I actually, virgin in the terms of no vaginal, but we basically did everything besides.
I had not had actual sex when I got married at 22.
Now, when you say haven't had actual, that implies that you did things around that spectrum. Well, good on you, Fizz. Good on you.
Yeah, but isn't Fizz right in that age we were just talking about where we lost ours?
Oh shit, you're like 21?
I thought he was like 19, 20 or so.
Oh god, now I feel old. I feel like I'm corrupting the youth. What?
Okay, now that I can't say. And I will bite my tongue on part of the things that had physically done with my body before marriage, because I don't count anything that the ex did to me because I didn't consent.
So is this like, is this like by choice, or is this just that you just never had the opportunity? Or I know like dating these days has gotten way more annoying and complicated than it was, hell, like even just like 10 years ago. Because everybody, I think, is afraid. Biggest thing about dating is you gotta be willing to be emotionally vulnerable, and you're gonna get hurt eventually. It doesn't fail, like. But
some will
unfortunately,
hurt you worse than others. Oh Lord.
Well, I guess just don't, I'd say try to keep an open mind about it.
Is this when I say, as the married woman, that if I was out in the world dealing with these things today, I would stay single forever?
I mean, I'm dating. I haven't had a girlfriend in like 5 years. I just haven't really met somebody that I've been like, oh, I really want to lock this down. Unfortunately, most of the women I date tend to have very different values from my own. I have always, pretty much every woman I've dated has been my political opposite in some way.
That's because you're stupid.
Well, I live in a city that is very politically opposed to me. So it's very hard to find anybody who jives with libertarianism.
I'm listening to my comments to Ben tonight, and I'm kind of starting to understand what he means by I key into his insecurities and comments to torment him.
Kind of starting to understand, like it's every damn time.
Lord, I apologize for that, I guess.
But you enjoy it, so.
But it's me.
Lord Almighty. I want to find that scene where Big Boss breaks Liquid Snake's arm. Yeah, this scene. I love this scene.
One of these days, I will be nice enough to let you see my nice side and my soft side. You'll see me being all sweet and polite, and you won't know what to fucking think, will you?
I've seen you pull it off for about 5 seconds.
I actually have a very nice side. I just have a mouth like a sailor.
Oh, lordy. Yeah, I love this scene.
I am sweet, pure, and innocent angel.
Well, so am I.
No.
I totally am. I want to play this scene real quick. I know, like, it's a video game, so, like, you probably have to keep your head tilted downwards.
Okay, so I'll just pay attention to my little puzzle game.
I mean, yeah. Because I feel like, it's always good. It's nice to have visuals instead of just me describing shit.
Well, unfortunately, with music videos and video games, I have to assume they'll have flashes unless otherwise told ahead of time,
Well, I don't really think there's flashes in it, but I don't know exactly what that constitutes, so I figure it's better to just play it safe.
Hey, yeah.
This fucking kid.
Welcome to outer heaven.
This kid makes me so angry. Little shit. Yes. Do it. Yes. So satisfying.
We got rules around here. Never draw a weapon on a fellow soldier. You got that? Anyone here can use a knife or a gun. What you're gonna learn is how to use your head.
Like a blunt instrument.
Let's move. You get that under your belt, then you're free to leave.
God, this game was so good. Yeah. God, I love that shit. So good. Lordy, lordy. A lot of people would probably be able to tell that a lot of Ivory's physical characteristics in Outlaw Knights were inspired by Big Boss from Metal Gear.
So what you're saying is we now have somebody to blame.
Except Ivory is more Hispanic. And he's got a bionic eye, not an eye patch. And Ivory's got more attitude and more of a sarcastic way of doing things. And he's more fun. He's the guy playing a stereo while you're flying in space. And he can technically pilot the ship, but he doesn't because he's always drunk.
So is this a self-insert?
Maybe from 10 years ago, but
I have to take cheap shots any chance I get.
Lordy.
Mm-hmm.
I was asking people, like, is Thursday night, like, okay for people? Because it's like, it seems like Thursday night's been kind of hit or miss in terms of audiences.
I think what it is partly is we're in the point right now where people are hit or miss on whether or not they'll show each time or not.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I come in here and I get here early, and by the time I get here, you've got several people talking, and everybody's going, and they're all hanging out. Sometimes I get in here, like today, late, and you're the only person here.
Well, we had Fizz, and Woke Breaker showed up.
Well, I was talking on the panel point, but... And then the chats are very in numbers always. It's just the nature of the beast.
It's just, I can't get away with like stripping for the stream and all because I'm not a woman.
Oh boy, if you think women get away with that easy. Actually, you know what? It's not actually unfair because men can be on stream shirtless all they want. Women can't.
Well, I mean, you remember there was that Twitch streamer recently who literally had sex on stream, and
That's
she only got
not YouTube.
And she only got like a week suspension.
That's not YouTube. Twitch, we already know, is nothing but a bunch of e-thoughts. I mean,
TikTok is definitely. I started a TikTok recently at the suggestion of a couple of my friends, but I did it begrudgingly. And yeah, like every time I turn that thing on, it's women bouncing their boobs, being like, hey, you want to fuck me? You want to fuck me? I know you want to fuck me.
please never say that again.
That's how they say it. Don't shoot the messenger.
I don't want to hear your mouth say that ever again.
You'll hear Buffalo Bill say it, but the second I say it, no.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Silence of the Lambs. You didn't
Here,
watch Silence of the Lambs?
Long ago. And I'm not that much into horror, so I didn't really bother rewatching.
Anthony Hopkins staring at the screen, like rarely blinking. Hello, Clarice.
Like I said, long ago, because it was a cultural movie, and beyond that, I had no purpose to. I like Dark and Twisted,
screaming.
but I don't like horror movies because they tend to, well, bore me because they don't scare me.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like horror movies because, I like a story I can kind of wrap around, like get in, kind of like fantasy where you can kind of imagine different characters in it. With horror movies, they're too damn depressing.
Oh, that doesn't bother me. I can watch a movie where everybody gets killed easy. But
It's like, what's the damn point? It's like, I'm not going to be invested
you have
in
two
these
things.
characters.
In horror movies, the point of the movie is to scare you. The plot is a secondary. With thrillers, the point is to have a psychological warfare and then scare you. They're one and the same, but there's a reverse point. I can tolerate thrillers on occasion when I want to get into the psychological intrigue. Horror just absolutely bores the fuck out of me. The only reason, though, I usually would watch either is honestly to sit there and mock them the same way I do Christmas movies.
Yeah, Christmas movies are usually pretty boring.
You know, like bad sci-fi horror movies and bad like Hallmark Christmas movies. You can play one movie for like an hour and a half movie, and it takes like 7 hours to play it because you pause it constantly to make fun of everything the characters say and do. That's fun.
Oh, I do that for Walker, Texas Ranger.
What the fuck is it with the popularity of that show? I never got that.
I think it was popular mostly in the 90s because it was super patriotic, but I enjoy it because it has every bad trope of like an action TV show. It's like it has aspects of Republican culture that I love to laugh at.
It's as over the top propaganda as the left shit is.
Exactly. It's all about, it shows like a very black and white version of America. The evil
With a
people
very,
are just
very tone deaf view of natives. Oh my god.
the evil people are just like they're literally just pure evil. Like drug dealers love hurting kids and like laughing about it. And yeah, like in Walker Texas Ranger, I remember the tribe that his father was from. Their spiritual leader was named White Eagle, and he would always take him on these like psychedelic like visions. He had spiritual abilities. Oh, Captain Planet was, I would say that was kind of a different spectrum, because Captain Planet was all about environmentalism.
Oh, I hated that one too.
I don't even remember it, honestly. I only remember the sequence when everybody puts their rings together.
Although I was pretty young when Captain Planet was popular. I think by the time you came around, it was starting to fade out of the public eye more.
Yeah, well, it's like not only sadistic drug dealers. You had like one of my favorite episodes of Walker Texas Ranger was when Walker was finding out that a bunch of immigrants from Mexico were being kidnapped and forced to be basically like slaves somewhere in Houston.
I hate to break it to you, that shit actually does happen.
Well, no, but I'm saying they took this like a step further, like literally, certain illegal immigrants who were really good at hand-to-hand combat were taken out, and they were chosen for these like gladiator arena contests. Where like a bunch of rich people in Texas would throw down money, and like you got these immigrants wearing black turtleneck outfits in a ring, fighting in martial arts to the death. And Walker, of course, went undercover as an illegal immigrant to bust this ring. And they literally put him in brown face, and they dyed his hair black. And the guy told him, "Oh, just tell him you're from Guadalajara because of your eye color." Because that's where a lot of Germans settled. And the best part was, because it was Chuck Norris, he couldn't attempt a Mexican accent or anything like that. So it was him talking in his normal tone of voice, but these people, like these evil white men, all think, they're all convinced he's Latin American. You come over here, Pablo. I'm from Guadalajara. It was beautiful. I know it's got you in stitches. You're just laughing so hard right now.
Mm-hmm.
I tell funny stories and all this, and you just sit there quietly, and it makes it just awkward as fuck.
I don't actually laugh very often, even with stuff that I find funny. It's just me. One of these days, you're going to learn to deal with all my crazy mental issues.
Wise guys, if you're out there somewhere, we need you.
He needs you.
I went on his stream the other night, and we had fun. We talked about everything important in life. Yeah. Yes, indeed. So yeah, Mario. Let me find that Mario trailer. Because it was adorable. Mario. Everybody's loving it. "2023 is when it's coming out."
Well, I hate to say it to you, but I got a jet. I gotta get some stuff done before bed.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Stay out of trouble, and I'll fill you in on some stuff later.
Alrighty. Yeah. And then there was one. Well, none of this will matter once we're famous singers. Oh, Lord. Good stuff. Very good stuff. Now, let's see. Let's see. Yes, indeedy.
It's tailing us.
Don't lead it back to Mother Base.
Roger. We'll shake it off.
Flares.
Another one! Shit! It's an LGM! Hold on!
See, usually my snake is not that covered in blood. I'm usually better about not having to kill a bunch of people. Good stuff. Really wish that we got more shit like that. Lord Almighty. I think I'm going to keep going for a little bit longer. I'm going to see what trouble I can stir up. Lordy. I really wish there was some shit to look forward to game-wise. Something like that. We haven't gotten good games like that in so long. God almighty. What was... There was a remaster or something that was coming out. Let me see if there's anything new with the Final Fantasy VII remake. Whoa. Oh, never mind. That's not a trailer. Fucking A. Eh. Mm. Oh. the Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis trailer. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is basically what we all thought Final Fantasy VII Remake was going to be, yet they decided that they were going to do this X-Men Days of Future Past thing and screw with our heads. Albeit I'm not entirely against it. I just feel like this is a big, oh god, like they could fuck it up so easily. You know, you used to be able to have more faith in video game companies. I hate the fact that I'm only 33 years old, yet I feel like I'm an old man looking back on, like, you know, like, oh, when I was young, we had this and that. And it's like, just in the span of 5 years, like, the quality has plummeted for both video games and TV shows. I would say video games, at least there's more of a chance for them. It's like here and there a good one kind of slips in, but it feels like it's happening less and less. Like PlayStation 5 has not had anything that I would call super amazing come out strictly for it. It's like everything they're doing, they're remastering something that was on the PS4. And it just seems like it's not even worth getting at the moment. Like there's a couple of games for PS5 that I would get a PS5 for that are coming down the line, including the second part of the remake. Also, this game I mentioned in one of my videos called Skull and Bones. I actually mentioned it in another stream also. Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis is basically they're going through the original story of 7 again, only with updated graphics, and I believe it's going to be happening strictly on the cell phone. I kind of wish they wouldn't do that. I kind of wish they would make this like an actual game, but whatever. That's cute. They're including Crisis Core in this? That's weird. Why do they got awesome outfits going on here? What's this? Oh, there it is. The fuck? That is weird. wonder what that is about. That's very peculiar. That last shot that they did, I'm assuming that's supposed to be Sephiroth as a young man. That's very strange. I did find the little chibi versions of the characters to be rather cute. They weren't quite, they weren't as blocky as the PlayStation 1 guys, but I think they were definitely meant to be kind of an homage to it. So that is good. Let's see if there is a Rebirth trailer. Saw that one. Saw that one. Damn. Well, I think that they don't have a good trailer for part 2, unfortunately. But they do. I like this scene that they have of Intergrade. Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade was when it was the PS5 version of the remake where they added in some extra content, including Yuffie. And they had a new ending cutscene that is pretty good, and it's worth taking a look at.
Hey, Barrett? Were you really walking the whole way?
Yep.
Calm's still pretty far, though, isn't it?
Another full day, give or take.
Question. When my mom says a full day, she means from the time you get up in the morning till the time you go to bed. But for me, it means from the time you get up in the morning all the way through till the time you get up the next morning. So, which is it for you?
Gotta go with Elmira on that one.
That's a relief.
Is it, though?
Cloud, bet you've had to hoof it from sun up to sundown tons of times. This is all just same old, right?
That's right. But even so, we're all gonna need to stop and rest. Especially you.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, marching into the unknown ain't easy. But don't worry, because I'm here to lead the way.
That's comforting.
Of course it is. All right, everyone, let's stop here for a minute. Leader's orders. Now breathe in that fresh air. Oh. Actually, scratch that. Let's, save it for later, when we're not so close to Midgard.
Guess this is goodbye, City of Mako.
What kind of bird is that? So it's supposed to be a phoenix or some shit?
Like this?
Yep, just like that.
Cool.
I mean, we all know an easy way to hitch a ride for those two ladies.
No way! A car!
Hey, stop!
Damn it, Barrett.
What is it with these damn birds?
Sorry about that.
No need to apologize, man.
It's about to rain.
Look at that. Where's a roof when you need one?
God, I really
you
hope
okay?
they kill her.
Should be, but weird. My stomach's in knots.
That's its way of telling you it's hungry. Let's move.
I don't know why Aerith's even more annoying in the remake to me than she was in the original. Now this shit is what I find annoying.
It's been a while, huh? Long time no see. How you been? Listen.
He should be dead.
Hey. I'm back! Aerith?
He should be dead.
Okay.
Dude should be dead. Not right. It's not right. Lord Almighty. Oh, well. Yeah. Let me see. I'm going to try to find one last thing to play. And then probably going to wrap it up for the night. What am I doing? Click the wrong damn thing. Shit. I don't know. Doggone it. Well, it's looking like there's not much really on the docket here. I was gonna play another Metal Gear clip, but I honestly can't think of a good one. I already showed you my favorite one of Liquid Snake, baby Liquid Snake getting his arm broken. Maybe the Skulls. Maybe the intro to the Skulls. game was great. They need to really get Hideo Kojima back. See you later, brother.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I always wear that armor for this mission also. And that's my favorite robotic arm.
It looks like you're surrounded by mist. The support chopper can't get close to your position right now.
Hurry! They are coming!
Poor bastard. God, these things are creepy. Walking Dead times 1,000.
We are their quarry.
So that mist is their work. We won't be able to send in another chopper for now. Boss,
Come on, dude. What are you doing?
we cannot lose Code Talker.
That's the weapon you're using? Dude, use the fucking 50 cal sniper rifle. The 50 cal sniper rifle is way better for this mission than that shit. At least get some cover, man. You're like... You gotta rest, dude. You're gonna blow up. Dude, you've already reached a spot where you can just chill. What are you doing? What is that shit? Oh, decoys. Okay. That's actually kind of a good idea. Let's see if it pays off. Yes. All right. Light them up. All right. Yeah. That was a good idea. I'll give you props. Oh, you're not gonna Fulton extract anyone? Damn.
Great work, boss. I'm coming
Fulton
in on
extract
another
him.
chopper. Get code talker to the LZ and wait there.
We could have gotten all of them.
Ahab, do you read me?
All right. That was an impressive strategy, albeit could have used the 50 caliber sniper rifle, but I've never used decoy shit in my life when I played Metal Gear Solid 5. I always found it kind of, I don't know. But that was a good strategy. I'm quite impressed. Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 5, really good game. One of the better stories of the Metal Gear Solid series, I would say. A lot of people like Metal Gear Solid 2. I am not one of those people. I found it kind of absurd. I mean, the whole damn series gets pretty absurd, but it's like some of the entries were less absurd than others. I have kind of mixed feelings about games like Peace Walker. Snake Eater is a great game. And Metal Gear Solid 4 was where Kojima was way too far up his own ass. Yeah, that story went on and on and on, and it was nothing but ridiculous allegories. It was kind of painful. But, you know, I would love it if Konami wised up and got Hideo Kojima back to start doing some new Metal Gear Solid entries. I mean, he could do something, you know. There are people who seem to really like Metal Gear Rising. I don't get that at all, because Metal Gear Rising is not espionage at all. It's all just hack and slash action. But I don't know. My favorite entries in Metal Gear Solid were all the stuff about Big Boss's backstory. I like Metal Gear Solid 1 as, like, that's pretty much the main one out of the Solid Snake saga that I enjoyed. But yeah. So I think I am definitely going to start playing Metal Gear Solid. I'm gonna cast it onto my channel. I don't think I'm gonna start a new game from scratch, because you guys probably, you know, if you've ever played the game, you know that, like, whenever you start a new game, you have to build up your entire mother base, and it's too tedious at times. It's like you know, my base is at a really good spot. So, and like once you've beaten the game, you can pretty much replay any mission from the main story. So I figured I was going to try to go through the missions in chronological order and hopefully, you know, fill in some of the story. Like, there's not too many gaps in the story. Well, I mean, there's some. I don't know. I'll try. I might do a new game eventually, but I'm going to try to play it from my main file for right now. See how that goes, streaming that. And I'm also going to start streaming Red Dead Redemption 2 because that story is so friggin' amazing. Rockstar Games is never going to top it. Never. Especially with the route storytelling has been going. I feel like we're probably on the way out in terms of really great out of the ballpark stories. I hear, I've heard in terms of like The Last of Us 2, I've heard that like story-wise, there is some good stuff in it, but overall, it's just too many of the choices were unsatisfying. And I'm not going to play it, especially considering the development team involved with it. I don't want to support them. So anyway, I think it's about that time to wrap it on up. I want to let everybody know that November 1st, the midnight going into November 1st, we are going to be having a big ol' launch party stream. We are going to be launching Outlaw Nights issue number 2 right after Halloween. Everybody is welcome to come. Come on down. You are encouraged to wear a Halloween costume, but I'm not gonna. It's not a requirement, but it would be nice. And I assume that everybody's probably gonna already still be wearing something from trick-or-treating or partying their asses off, what have you. So that ought to be good. And that day, I'm definitely going to try to get on as many streams as I can to promote the heck out of this. So tell your friends, tell your family, come on down, have ourselves a good time. And if you like anything I had to say, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Be sure to hit the bell for notifications. If you didn't like anything I had to say, go ahead and hit the dislike button. I don't care. You know why? Because it's interaction. And interaction is good. What else? Oh, if you are new to this channel, you can find me on Twitter at Knights Outlaw with an N, not a K. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Outlaw Knights. You can find me also on Facebook under my real name, Ben Fuselier, F-U-S-E-L-I-E-R. And be sure to click on the link in the description of this video if you haven't signed up for the email list for Outlaw Knights just yet. You're going to want to be on that email list because you are going to get access to exclusive perks that nobody else is going to have access to, including a 2 for the price of 1 perk, which is going to be super, super limited. And you're going to want to get in on that quick. So get on the email list ASAP. And thank you so much for joining me, everybody. And I will talk to you all later.